History writes a new chapter here today, amid the rolling echoes of the iconic Nittawela Rugby Stadium, and a day etched for not one, but two special reasons. The Dialog Schools Rugby League bursts into life once more, and with it, the birth of a new legacy, the Alice Cup, where two proud institutions of Sri Lankan rugby, D.S Senanayake College from the Colombo Shores and St. Anthony's College from the heart of the hill capital, go head to head. And wherever you are part of it. Brought to you live by Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare. What an occasion and what a venue to kick off things. And joining with me in the commentary box is Comment. The atmosphere is already electric.
Hello, Kevin. Yes, it is an interesting season opener for both these teams, and the knockouts didn't go in their favor as we see the weather forecast for today. 30 degrees Celsius, a minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius, and a wind speed of 13 kilometers per hour. That's coming from the left to right, and it's mostly cloudy today, and it's good for fast open rugby, and we'll hopefully see a lot of skills from these juniors.
Absolutely, Kevin. And both these teams had a disappointing start to their campaign this year, especially in the knockouts. And these are the fixtures and how the Rugby League will be. The timeline and the first week will pan out from 2nd June to 8th June, and the second week from 9th to 15th, third from 16th to 22nd, fourth from 23rd to 29th, and the fifth week will be panning out from the 30th to 6th of July. And the second round will start on the 14th of July and will end on the 10th of August. So plenty of rugby action, plenty of schoolboys rugby action will be brought to you live on the Papare.
That's the timeline across 2.5 months of pure classic rugby, and all these school teams will be hoping to win it this season, as we see the past winners, Royal College 23 times and Trinity followed by 17. Peters, Ispadana, they are slowly catching up at 16 trophies apiece, and St. Thomas's 12, and Zaira in the initial stages won 4, and Kingswood with 3. St. Anthony's have won 2 titles and solitary championship for Dharmaraja in 2013.
Well, Kevin, those 4 at the top will be favorites to win this year as well. Trinity College and Isipadana. What a final we had in the knockouts. And Wesley will have an outside chance as well. They don't feature in this graphic card, but they will give their shot at this year.
Yeah, they only have the knockout trophy. The knockout finals that was panned out, and 12-8. The Premier Trophy, the Anand beating St. Benedict's 25 points to 10. That was a good game. Went up until the 60th minute, and 3 tries in the last 10 minutes, giving Anand the victory. And this is the President's Trophy final. What a final it was. It went down to the last minute, to the last breath, and Isipatana did manage to beat Trinity 12-9 in that final. As we see the last try that was scored, that won Isipatana the final.
Well, the curtain raise of the Dialog Schools Rugby League is just a few minutes away. But before that, we'll go in for a very short commercial break. On the other hand, we'll bring you more action from Nittawela.
Forests come in many forms. They can be up in the hills or down in the plains, fed by the rain or sculpted by the sun. Our forests are deeply rooted in us. They are a living inspiration.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සරවිහිතේ හික්කට සිත බැන්දා මාතේ ෆයිවල් ෆැෂන් දපේ හිටක බදේ හොටේ හොටල් ස්පයිසි ගස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි
Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහාමයි.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
රාමෙන් පාරක් දාමුද?
මෙතන
මෙතන විතරක් නෙමෙයි. ඕනෙම තැනක රාමෙන්.
හඳුන්වාදන මෙල්බන් ස්නැකර්ස් කොරියන් රාමෙන් සේවරි විස්කට්. රාමෙන් සැරට සෙට් වෙන්න.
German engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහාමයි. Maliban lemon puff puff lemon puff Maliban lemon puff හැම සිතක්ම පිපිදේ රස lemon රසයේ ජීවිතයම මිහිරයි Maliban lemon puff puff lemon puff Maliban lemon puff Maliban lemon puff chill when lemon
Saratama enjoy කරන්න party එකට go
Night Go. Pocket perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
දවසම fresh වෙන්න. O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක චොමරි අක්කා
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
Swiss Tech Tile Adhesive අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස.
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහාමයි.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සරවිහිතේ හික්කට සිත බැන්දා මාතේ ෆයිවල් ෆැෂන් දපේ
හිටක බදේ හොටේ
හොටල් ස්පයිසි ගස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි
As the pioneer in Sri Lanka's bottled water industry, American Water has set the standard for over 3 decades to help you stay hydrated wherever you may roam, to provide healthy hydration for your whole home, and to nourish your growing family. With island-wide distribution, we've reached the homes and hearts of every Sri Lankan, ensuring healthy hydration for all. For over 30 years, we've brought the Earth's bounty directly to you, wherever you are, whatever your needs.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චොමරි අක්කා
පිටියට ස්විස් ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
Swiss Tech Skim Coat finish එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
2025. Welcome back. This is the curtain raiser of the Dialog Schools Rugby League 2025. One of the curtain raisers, I should say. And we are live here from the Nittawela Rugby Stadium where St. Anthony's College will be taking on D.S Senanayake College. And these are the other fixtures. And Kavin, please go through it.
Pallekele and Anthony's taking on DS for the RS club that is here at Nittawela, and Royal taking on Thurston that is from the Royal Complex, and Zahira Dharmaraj at Zahira College grounds. These are the today's fixtures. 3 matches apart from this that is being played. 1 at Pallekele, 2 at Colombo. And this is the road to final. This is how it panned out. Peters, Thurston, 51 points away. Zahira Vidyarth, 16-12. Trinity and the Antonians, 62 points to 5. And this is the Antonium, second game of the season. They should feature more. And St. Thomas's, 59 against Science. And Zahira received a bye against... because Peters didn't play, and the other quarterfinal was Trinity taking on St. Thomas's, and the final from that side came from Trinity and Zahira, and Trinity defeated Zahira 29 points to 12, and from the other side Dharmaraj was beaten by DS, who's playing today, and Royal beat Kingswood in the pre-quarterfinal, and Westy managed to overcome St. Joseph's, and Isipatana hammered Sri Sumangala, and the quarterfinals were DS versus Royal College, and Royal College did manage to win it 41 points to 24, and that went down to the wire, right to the wire, and Wesley was beaten at the end as well by Isipatana 24 points to 10, and the semi-final was between Royal College and Isipatana, and Isipatana did manage to win it 24 points to 17, and the all-important final Isipatana just won by 3 points, 12 points to 9, defeating Trinity College in the final, and Isipatana was the champions.
Well, that was indeed a cracker of a knockouts trophy, and this is how the group stand for the Dialog Schools Rugby League 2025. Group A will consist St. Peter's College, the defending champions, D.S Senanayake College, Wesley College, Science College, St. Anthony's College, and Ananda College. And this is, in my view, the group of death, because those top contenders, St. Peter's College, Wesley College, D.S Senanayake College, all are in this group, and Science has an outside chance as well. And in Group B, we have Isipatana College, St. Thomas's College, Zahira College, Dharmaraj College, Kingswood College, Mahanama College. And in Group C, we have Royal College, Trinity College, Vidyarth College, St. Joseph's College, Sri Sumangala College, and Thurston College. And Royal and Trinity will face off each other 3 times this season. Well, we'll go for another short commercial break, and we'll bring you more action afterwards.
Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection samaging pirimin sadahamai.
Follow your dreams, achieve your goals. With every step, let your story unfold. In this world you will shine. Just believe it's your time. Sky is the ultimate limit. Never can you stop any day.
Chase your dream career with eSoft Metro Campus.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Injection එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
Some bonds last a lifetime. Nippon Cement.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Boss, you're the one who lifted this company to where it is today, ne? Your work is so well organized and your capability really shines through it.
While you're working hard to earn your yearly bonus, save money with Commercial Bank's Power Bonus. Open an account with just 5,000 rupees and earn bonus interest every 3 months straight.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
දවසම refresh වෙන්න train එකට go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා. ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මනම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නෑ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
Swisstech Aquashield 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා. ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මනම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නෑ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
Swisstech Aquashield 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
The road is yours. German-engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
Whose fault is this? Looks like someone didn't use Tokyo Superset for bricklaying and plastering. Tokyo Superset. Do it right the first time.
Well, that's it as far as the commercial breaks are concerned, as we are set to begin the action between St. Anthony's College Kandy and D.S Senanayake College Colombo. They will be playing for the inaugural edition of the Dialog Cup, and it is also the curtain raiser of Dialog Schools Rugby League 2025, and we are waiting for the arrival of the two teams, as there will be a short opening remarks given by both the teams, and this is the team card for D.S Senanayake College. Their forwards will consist of Lankesh Wickramasinghe, Praveen Lakmal, Timat Chintuna, Keetma Disanayake, Demika Mindinu, Dushal Ayeshmanta, Yeresh Bumuduka, Tetra Pereira, and their backs will consist of Lihara Wickramasinghe, Chamit Samarasinghe, Kushan Priyalal, Tenula De Silva, Budita Rusiru, Rasindu Bandara, and Viruja Jayatilaka. And their replacements will be Piris Samaranayake, Anuranga, Kumar, Ranganath, Edward, Gimhana, Disanayake, and Fernando.
And now let's take a look at the Antonian outfit. Santat Ratnayake, Avan Ekanayake, and Shevin Netzara forms the front row. Sharon Jayatunga and Johan Kingston forms the locking combination, and the third row for the Antonians will be Chandrira Pitige and Joshua Gunawardana, and the number 8 Ravindu Gregory. And Obita Disanayake, the captain, will be playing at scrum half, and the fly half will be Deshan Lianage, and Hussein Inshaf and Johan Gunawardana will be playing on the either sides of the wing, and the center combination will be Vimukti Kodikar and Yash Randir, and the all-important fullback position will be played by Kalpal Akbina at 15, and the replacements Manzil Abekon, Senaratna Balasurya, Lianage, Emmanuel, Vitanage, Govindari, Karunanayaka, and Pereira.
Well, those are the two team cards, as both teams are making their way out from the tunnel. Quite an occasion this is. The league opener is always the most important game in the season coming, because you have to start well. If you don't start well, we've seen what has happened there for teams in the past. So both teams will be looking to win this game, and if they win, it will also mark that they'll be the champions of the inaugural edition of the Dialog Cup. So a lot at stake. And a decent crowd has turned around here at the Nittawela Rugby Stadium. Well, Kavit, if you take the results of the past two encounters, D.S Senanayake have had the better of St. Anthony's, even in that 2023 year where St. Anthony's turned around things.
Yeah, there was a game played at Palakele, wasn't it? And I thought it was Jayatu Rajaratna one of the Rajaratna brothers, who scored a hat-trick in that game, playing at wing. And it was a good season for the Antonians in that season under Sahan Keetisiri. And DS did manage to topple the Antonians last year as well. And this season opener is going to be a really interesting one, because in the knockouts the Antonians didn't really look punishing, and that is why they went down to a score of 62-7, and D.S Senanayake did manage to beat Dharmaraja in the first pre-quarter final, but in the quarter final they lost to Royal after playing a bad last 10 minutes. And at the moment both these teams are on level terms, I would say, and let's wait for the next 70 minutes. That is going to be very intensified rugby.
Absolutely, Kavit. Absolutely, Kavit. It is very important for both these sides to get some momentum out of this game. And St. Anthony's has a whole new coaching unit this year after a very disappointing season. And it is a very experienced coaching unit as well, led by Salia Kumar, who had won multiple championships with the Sipatana. Yes, they can't expect for immediate success, but there will be improvement, and they will be looking to get some wins this season.
Yeah, and the forwards are coached by Ganako D.S Senanayake, and the backs by Darshana Nittawela. And there's also the forward coach of Dahan Wickramaratne in the mix of the coaching of the Antonians as well. And for D.S Senanayake, it's a reasonably new coaching lineup this time as well. And both these teams will be looking to lock horns, and luckily the rains have stayed away, because the last couple of days it poured down in Kandy. Luckily we are good for a fast open rugby at Nittawela.
Well, the rise of DS Rugby has been immense, hasn't it? 2 years back they were promoted to the big league, and right from the start they have been very impressive, and almost they got into that super round 2 years back. Even in the last year they gave a good shot at it. Unfortunate to miss out, but yes, you don't really see many teams coming from the second division to the top division and performing right at that start itself.
Yeah, they had a batch of players who really performed at that level. They had the Rajaratna brothers, Dinupa Seniviratna, who captained DS, and there was Sehan. Yes, are looking have the edge, but it will be an interesting locking horns of these two teams. And the Antonians have the advantage of playing at home. They have practiced here throughout the season, and they know this ground pretty well, and they know the wind and conditions around, and they should use that to perfect their structure.
Well, 4 out of the 5 games for St. Anthony's in the league will be played here at Nittawela. So that is a big advantage for them, given that they will have the home support as well. And this has been a very long wait for both these sides before starting off proceedings.
They were introduced. The coaches probably won't be happy because they've warmed up, and they've had to wait around 10 minutes, and the coaches probably might be furious, but as the introductions are done by Omid D.S Senanayake, he'll be playing at number 9. He played at fullback in the game against Trinity, I think, at moments of the game, and the fullback today, Lakmina Kalpa, he'll be an important cock in the Antonian wheel, because how they exit the kicks from DS is going to show, and he needs to be at his best today.
Well, he was very impressive in the last season for St. Anthony's, despite Anthony's not firing. And Kalpa Lakmina, when the season started, he was asked to play in the wings, but fortunately for him, he's back at the fullback position where he's used to, and where he has done plenty of good things for the Antonians in the past. And yes, and this is the D.S Senanayake team being introduced to the chief guest and the other dignitaries by their skipper Tatira Pereira. And D.S also comparing to the Antonians. They are very well built.
Yeah, there's a clear difference in the weight of both these two teams. The Antonians are slightly on the higher part of the weight category. I think they weigh 10 to 20 kilograms more, and because the warm up was held a little earlier, both these teams warming up again. They've got the shields, and they are putting in the hard yards just before kickoff, which is going to be the first trophy match. There are Alas Cup, the first Alas Cup, and it will be refereed by Ishank Abekun and first AR Kalum Sanduruwan and Tilna Ratnayaka, Thanudu Ratnayaka rather, will be the next AR as Ishank Abekun comes to the middle. He'll be holding the reins of this game.
Well, Kavin, you know what is interesting? The ref mics are back on in schools rugby league, and that is what we all been waiting for, because that gives us a better insight on the game, doesn't it? We get to understand what the referee communicates with the players and what has the foul been called for, what was the stoppage for. So that gives a better insight and better viewing for the viewers who are watching from home as well.
Yeah, they get to understand the game more and learn the game more when the referees have the conversations with these players on what they can do and what they can't do. And this is starting to be an interesting season. 3 groups. First time in the history they've broken 18 teams to 3 groups, and they'll take the top 2 of each group to a super round, and 6 teams vie out together, and that'll choose the champions of the Dialog Schools Rugby 2025. Everything is ready for a kickoff. We have 4 matches today, and this is one. This is the RIT Alas Cup, as the number 10 D.S Senanayake ready for kickoff.
Well. The game was supposed to start at 4:15, and now it is 4:18, and D.S Senanayake will kickstart proceedings as a Dialog Schools Rugby League 2025 is now underway.
Good kick from the Anthony's fly half, put to boot by the DS player, but ball available for the Antonians. D.S Senanayake trying to get it out quickly, gives it to his fly half. He looks to left, and he takes the ball into contact. Here's D.S Senanayake to his lock forward Randir, and the ball out. D.S Senanayake under a lot of pressure by early on at ruck time. D.S Senanayake this time will give to Ratnayake. Ratnayake takes the ball into contact. Ball being turned over. Knock on is the call from referee Ishank Abekun, and that will be the first stoppage of the 2025 season in this game as well. And the DS forwards have a scrum.
Well, bright start for the Antonians, gone in vain. They're knocking the ball forward. Scrum in favor of TS in their own half. It is very important for both these sides to get that early momentum in the game.
Yeah, we'll look at how D.S Senanayake adopts to defend, because there's 4 men at the back of the scrum. They are in a linear line as the scrum half feeds it in. Good scrummaging, and here's the fly half rather looking to his right, and takes the ball into contact. Ball turned over. Good work from the number 12 for the Antonians. Here's D.S Senanayake. Penalty for an offside, but not taken on the correct mark, and the Antonians will put this into touch. And the call from referee Ishank Abekun is that you can't attack the scrum half unless you are 1 meter away from the ruck, and a correct call early on from Ishank Abekun.
Well, decent touch finder from D.S Senanayake takes play inside that 22-meter mark. An important line out through coming for the Antonians, the first of the game, the first of the league for them. And Awan Eknaika, the hooker, will be taking charge of the line out through.
It will be a 5-man line out for the Antonians. Eknaika goes up, that's the lock, takes the ball into contact, and gives the number 8 the ball. Gregory to Lianage. Lianage being manhandled at point. There's no one at the ruck, and good legal counter coming in from D.S Senanayake, but the Antonians still have ball. Here's the fly half, cutting back in, still on his feet. That's the number 13 Yash Randhir. Omita to his number 4 Sharon Jaitunga. No hands is the call from referee Shankar Bekon early on, and here's Lianage gives it to his number 14, that's Johan Gunawardena. Here's Lianage acting as the scrum half, and Omita Senanayake acting as the fly half for the Antonians. Numbers on the right, but ball comes out of the ruck and keeps position. Does the Antonians use it is the call, gives it to Sanit Ratnayaka. He takes the ball into contact, through the fringes goes the Antonians. There isn't to be much guard dogs defense from DS. Roll away is the call, ball out, and here's numbers on the outside. There's just one winger, that's the number 11 Hussein Inshaf. He takes the ball into contact. Here's the Lianage to number 8 Gregory. Gregory takes the ball into contact, inches away. The Antonians are on the red zone of the DS half, and just as we say so, Lianage knocks it pretty cold, and it's a knock on for DS, and they have another advantage and to get out of jail. The Antonians built some faces right back. A wayward pass from Sanit Ratnayake as well that gave Lianage the ball, and he dropped it call.
Well, these are the small mistakes that will come back to haunt the sides later on in the game. And here's the scrum being feeded in from Lihara Wickramasinghe, and DS now has the opportunity to clear the ball away, and the ball goes out of touch. So that is a decent clearance coming in from the DS fullback.
What a kick that was. It was Rasindu Bandar, the fullback from D.S Senanayake. What a kick. He gained around 40 meters with the boot alone, and it was a scrum for D.S Senanayake. Hence the Antonians will have the throw in inside their own half, and Evan Ekanayake will be throwing it, as Omita Senanayake has taken the scrum half position, as Deshan Lianage acts as the fly half, collected by the number 5, that is Johan Kingston. Gives it to the number 12, who decides to run. Numbers on the outside. Here's the left winger. He takes the ball into contact, but he's being well manhandled. Knock on is the call from referee Shankar Bekon, and that is the correct call. He was knocked on by Hussein Inshaf, who did have plenty of pace on the and the tackle was made by Chamit Samarasinghe, the fly half for D.S Senanayake.
Well, the second time in the opening 6 minutes that the Antonians have knocked the ball forward. Well, in fact, the third time that they've done so. Nevertheless, DS have another scrum inside their own half. Lihara Wickramasinghe will feed the ball. The previous clearance from DS was a brilliant one. What will they opt to do here? They opt to go on their own. DS now on the move. A heavy hit coming in.
Good work from the number 8 for D.S Senanayake. The box kick by Lihara, and that goes only 10 meters. The ball has been knocked back and knocked into the hands of the DS player, and play on is the call from referee Bekon, which is the correct decision. And here's the prop forward taking the ball into contact. That's Ankesh Wickramasinghe, and here's the number 8 gives the ball out to his hooker Praveen Lakmal. Ball available for the number 3, and that's the lock forward Demika Vindiro. No hands is the call from referee Shankar Bekon, and D.S Senanayake take the ball into contact. There's numbers opening up, but good turnover from the Antonians. He was the number 5. Take about Johan Kingston. He was right over the ball and turned it right on the tracks. And D.S Senanayake was guilty of isolating the man. They had plenty of support on the open side, but the prop forward decided to go on the blind side, and Kingston was right on top of that ball, and that's one for the Antonians, as Deshan Lienage probably will be kicking this out. Demika Mindino has gone down with a knee injury. He's had a heavily strapped knee on his feet. Here's Lienage. Lienage puts it out just outside the 22 meters. Not a really good territory finder, but somehow they'll have possession of ball.
Well, that was a great work from the Antonians. As far as the recovery is concerned, and Nittawela Kandy has another very crucial job to do. Get the throw in correct. And the Antonians.
Not straight is the call from Referee Shankar Bekon. D.S Senanayake have a scrum or a line out option, and the captain, number 1, Lankesh Wickramasinghe, goes and opts for a scrum. The Antonians, even though they have had possession in this first 10 minutes, they have literally given away by silly mistakes. There were about 3-4 knock-ons early on, and they gave away a couple of penalties, one penalty as well, and that is hurting the Antonians, and they'll be very lucky to have not conceded one in the first 10 minutes.
Here's Wickramasinghe feeding the ball in yet again. D.S Senanayake in good territory. Here's their number 13. Quick hands here from D.S Senanayake. Wasn't the best of passes, but collected. D.S now on the move again. The pass back was not the best. He was falling while he was making that pass, and St. Anthony's have one back position here.
Holding on is the call from referee Shankar Bekon, and correctly so. He wasn't the tackler, he was the jackler. There you go. There you see, he was the jackler, and correct call. And as Deshan Lienage doesn't put it out on the full, but the referee was right in front, and he's spotted a foot in touch, and it will be an Antonian throw in, and Evan Kandy will be throwing in for the Antonian line out. They've opted for a 5-man line out as the Antonians. As we see Kingston and the number 4. There you go, Kingston. And the ball has been turned over right in front of Kingston. Jumps the jumper from D.S Senanayake, and they've given the ball away. And here's an opportunity. Roll away is the call from referee Bekon, as the scrum half opts for a box kick, and this time collected by the wing 3/4, gives it to the fly half. Fly half decides to run. Rather, it was Omita Senanayake, the captain, the scrum half, who decided to run, and there's numbers on the open side, but that was not the side the Antonians decided to go, and ball presented. Going in from the side is the call from referee Shankar Bekon, and number 6 Johan Kingston is the man who concedes the penalty for the Antonians.
Again, mistakes costing the Antonians here. And I would say that both teams have been making mistakes continuously in these opening 12 minutes. Both of them had brilliant opportunities to score, and what a touch finder that is. D.S getting closer here. A huge job in hand for the Antonian defense.
By the looks of it, if the Antonians do give away any more penalties, the boot of the number 10, Chamit Samarasinghe, he'll probably and definitely punish you, because that had around 30 meters of territory gained from that kick, as Praveen Lakmal, the hooker for DS, prepares his throw, closing the gap. The Ishanka Bekon did mention it a couple of times, and this time won well by D.S Senanayake. Here's the hooker giving it out to the center. He takes the ball into contact as the number 12, and here's pick and goes from D.S Senanayake, ever so close. Another pick and go through the fringes, and here's the number 5 given the ball. Inches close is D.S Senanayake. Here's the number 9 giving the ball out wide. Numbers on the outside, but knocks it backwards. But that would have been the first try coming in for D.S Senanayake, but not to be so. It was knocked back, and they are coming in again. They are going in for close quarter rugby. The forwards carrying hard, and they are gaining inch by inch. D.S Senanayake, there you go, another pick and go through the fringe, and gains a couple of centimeters as well. There again, good defense till now, and here's the number 3 coming in, a good gang tackle, but he manages to gain space, and here's D.S Senanayake scores the first Amana back try of the game. Brilliantly done. I think that's the tight head prop, Timat Jitnula, that goes over. Yes, it is. And that's the first Amana Bank try of the season for D.S Senanayake.
Well, it was always coming, wasn't it? And under the post conversion coming the way for DS, and they make no mess out of it, so it will be 7-0 in favor of DS.
Simple rugby being played by D.S Senanayake. They had a line out. They took the line out, and they decided to charge the center, and then they decided to pick and go. And in the red zone, the Antonians did really well in defense, but the number 3, Timat Senanayake, Jitnula rather, goes in to score the first try of the game, and the conversion was put through by the number 13, Penula De Silva. And here's the restart collected by the number 9. He takes the ball into contact, and sealing is the call from referee Shankar Bikon, and gives D.S Senanayake another penalty. And this is the replay of that try. The tight head going over, and here's the replay. Another thunderous kick. This time gains only 20 to 25 meters, but puts back play back to the Antonian half. Does the kicker Chamit Samarasinghe, the flyer for D.S Senanayake, and Tharitra Pereira is the one who is making the conversions for D.S Senanayake, as Lakmal throws in, collected by lock forward, gives it out to the fly half. Here's the number 8. Lovely wraparound rugby from D.S Senanayake. Good tackle coming in from the Antonians. Good counter up coming, but ball available. A box kick in favor of D.S Senanayake. Antonians decides and knocks it back, and here's the wing 3/4 trying to run, cutting back inside is the number 14. That's Johan Gunawardana, gives it to the number 4. That's Sharon Jayatunga. Looks to his right, Deshan Lianage. It was carried back inside the 22 meters, hence the Antonians can't kick it out, and it was taken back again. And here's the Antonians in pressure situation here at the moment. The kick was very well charged, and it was called play on, but it was a good sealing of the ruck from the Antonian at the last minute. The Senanayake He opts for his boot. The box kick doesn't go much, falls into the hands of the DS player. That's the number 21. Releases the call. Here's the number 2, Lakmal. The hooker going into contact. Here's the number 3, the try scorer. He is being met with 3 defenders. Sucking in the defense is the Antonian defense. Here's the number 1, the try scorer. D.S Senanayake. No hands is the call from referee Abekun. And use it is the call again. Here's a counter coming. Good counter, ball available for the Antonians. Here's Kalpalakmina trying to go past a couple of players. Gets plenty of distance. Here's the forwards running in an angle. Here's the hooker. He steps past a couple of players. Here's Avan Ekanayaka. He's been taken down. And loose ball. Knocked it back is the call from referee Abekun. Here's the prop forward. He'll take the ball into contact. Good work at ruck time from the Antonian. Puts the ball to boot. Here's an opportunity. Knocks it on. And that's a scrum in favor of the Antonians. Good passage of play from the Antonians. But luckily they've got a scrum. But they've been playing all their rugby in their half.
Well. Probably that was not the intention behind that cross kick. But fortunately for the Antonians, they have won themselves a scrum inside, rather just outside that 50-meter mark. Well, the Antonians have opted for the scrum as the skipper over to Disanayake is all set to feed the ball in. Very crucial for the Antonians to gain something out of this move. It has been DS dominating for the past few minutes. There's a quiet halt in the game.
Yeah, the referee has indicated that he'll take the 1-minute water break that will come at the 20th minute of the game. And they've gone for the water break. And the first 20 minutes, it has been fast running rugby, but there has been mistakes as well. Not mistakes that can be given away, because giving away penalties and knock-ons will really hurt you. And D.S Senanayake, after playing one good passage, they went over right under the post of the Antonians. And Antonians, who has not given away any silly penalties, but they've given away crucial penalties at crucial intervals. That has shifted the momentum more towards D.S Senanayake, and at the 20th minute mark, I think D.S Senanayake would be really happy.
Absolutely, and it is time for the Antonians to re-strategize here. If not, the game will just run away from their hands. They have had their moments, but they have just given away those moments and haven't really capitalized off them through silly mistakes. And here's a break. A 1-minute break, which will really help the Antonians to regroup here. They have a scrum coming in their favor, just outside that 50-meter mark, as the skipper Omidul Sanayake has the ball in his hands. A long way to take that scrum, and we are all set. Here's
time back on.
The time is
back
on, says the referee Shankar Bekun. Is just outside that 50-meter mark. Can Omidul Sanayake feed the ball in, and from there onwards, can the Antonians create a moment of spark here? Here's Omidul Disanayake with the scrum. Senanayake
Steady.
Trailing by 7 points to nil. Omidul Disanayake feeds the ball in, collects it out, passes it to the center. Deshan Lianage with the quick, chased it down by Kalpalakmina. Has he caught it? No, he hasn't. So D.S Senanayake have the ball back in their hands, and they are on the move now.
Gives it to the first spot. That's the number 8, Tharitra Pereira. And here's the box kick coming from Lihara. And there's no one at the back, because Inshaf was way upfield. And here's Inshaf, still on his feet, breaks a couple of players. And numbers on the left of your screen. Here's the big forward trying to get down the middle, but he has lost possession, and the ball has been turned over by Timat Jitnula. Ball available in the hands of the DS fly half. He puts the ball to boot, collected inside by Gunawardena inside the 22 meters, and gives it to Kalpalakmina, and he puts the ball to boot, and that's a good clearance kick.
Will be a scrum now. I beg your pardon, will be a line out through now in favor of D.S Senanayake. As Praveen Lakmal, the hooker, will be lining up to throw this ball in. And the line out throw is clean, and they have formed this mauler. They are driving through. Can this create the second try for the Senanayakians? They have an advantage coming their way, a penalty as well. They probably opt to go for that touch finder, and that is exactly what they've done. They know that if they double up this score line, it will cause more pressure on the Antonian defense. And here's the touch finder, and it is a very good one as well, taking play inside the 10-meter mark.
The Antonians thought that they were going to close down the mall, but the mall went down, and the ball was available in the hands of D.S Senanayake, and that was why the penalty was given away. The ball was available, and the Antonians can't really jump on top. D.S Senanayake, lovely line out again from them, as Praveen Lakmal has the ball at the back. Maul is the call from referee Shankar Bekon, and it goes down again. Here's Lakmal playing with a penalty advantage. Lakmal was too close, and Lakmal, he has scored. Beautiful try coming in from Praveen Lakmal, the hooker. The second Amana Bank try of the game for D.S Senanayake, and brilliantly done from the back of that ball. D.S Senanayake have gone back to back.
D.S Senanayake have taken the charge here. They were in the back foot for the opening 10 minutes. St. Anthony's enjoy most of the possession, but now the tides have turned around. D.S Senanayake, after getting that opening try in the 14th minute, haven't looked back, and they've doubled up the scoring as their number 13, Tatira Pereira, has the opportunity to add 2 more points, make it a 14-0 game. Here's Pereira lining himself up for the conversion. Should be a regulation kick for him. Pereira with the kick, and Pereira goes wide. So the scoreline will remain D.S Senanayake 12 and St. Anthony's 0.
After the water break, D.S Senanayake have really played brilliantly. Here's the try. There was the maul that went down in that area, and the hooker Praveen Lakmal went right across and took 4 Antonian players, and went over the whitewash and dotted it down safely, and that gave them the second Amana Bank try of the game for D.S Senanayake.
Well, 10 minutes to go for the halftime break, and D.S Senanayake are leading by 12 points to 0. St. Anthony's have to do something here. They chased it down. The man goes down, and
the referee might even go for the pocket because he was tackled in the air. Referee Shankar Bekon will have a word with his AR. I thought it was Inshaf, the wing, that came in rushing, Inshaf Hussain, and it was met in the air.
Number 7.
Well, the referee Shankar Bekun wants to have a word with the captain and the number 7, which was Joshua Gunawardena. And a yellow card comes out of the pockets of Shankar Bekun. That will be the first player who will be spending the next 10 minutes in the sin bin for the Antonians. And D.S Senanayake right on top here. 12-point lead. One man up. And this is going to be a testing few more minutes before the halftime break for the Antonians.
It was a pretty cynical tackle. They knew he was in the air, knew they couldn't catch him in the air, but decided to do so, and Joshua Gunawardena goes into the bin, and they'll be missing a flanker for the next 10 minutes. The Antonians, they probably need to strike back right now if they are to make a game out of it.
Absolutely, it is crucial for the Antonians to get some points on the board going into the halftime break. They'll also have to make sure that D.S Senanayake doesn't score from here on. Will be a very uphill task, given that D.S Senanayake are having a one man extra on the field as of now for the next 10 minutes or so. And here's D.S Senanayake with the clearance, with the touch finder. And Samara Singh gets a heavy touch out of his boot. The play back inside the Antonian half, and D.S Senanayake now has the opportunity to put the pressure back on the Antonians with a good attack here. They'll be always under pressure, the Antonians, but first the line out throw from Praveen Lakmal has to be good.
The try scorer Praveen Lakmal setting his throw. It'll be the number 7 that jumps. There you go. He has been the jumper so far for D.S Senanayake. Number 7, that was Dirash Buddhika. And here's the ball, the rolling ball. And once is the call from referee Abekon, and here's Praveen Lakmal. And thought there was a penalty coming for holding on, but here's the D.S Senanayake, the number 13, cutting back inside. And the scrum half looks to his left and goes to his left. There was Jitnula who's taken down. There's plenty of space opening up on the Antonian side of that wing. It was where the player is missed. And good penalty turnover from the Antonians. It was the number 8, Gregory, who was right on top of that ball. There you go. He was not the tackler. Released it and was right on top of that ball and turned it. And quickly taken by Lianage. Deshan Lianage still on his feet. He takes the ball into contact, weaving past a field of D.S Senanayake forwards. Here's Kingston. Numbers on the outside. Kalpa to his wing, on his feet, and here's space opening up wide. He should pass it, and here's the number 14 going in for the first try of the Antonians. Beautifully done. The first Amana Bank try of the season for the Antonians.
What a try that was from the Antonians. A bit of urgency was shown from them, especially in that move, and that has provided them with that try. One man down, the Antonians. Never mind, we'll go over, we'll score. And that is a very important try in the context of the game coming, and with a conversion coming. And with 2 points up for grabs, St. Anthony's can really cut the deficit down to 5 points, and it'll be Kalpa Lakmina taking this conversion for the Antonians. Can he slot this in? Can he add 2 more points? A very, very important conversion. This is 5 minutes to go for the halftime break. Silence here at the Nittawela Rugby Stadium, and Kalpa Lakmina's conversion is through. It's St. Anthony's 7, D.S Senanayake 12, and those 7 points came out of nowhere coming.
Yeah, what a dash from Yash Randir, the number 13 player for the Antonians. He decided to run at the gap, and the flanker who was the center rather, who was drifting, couldn't catch him. It was a right step and gave the ball back inside to Johan Gunawardena, who finished with a brilliant flurry under the posts, and the conversion was done well by Kalpa Lakmina as well. And with one man down, the Antonians would have got a lot of moral boost from this, because they are a player down, and if they can do this with the player down, Imagine what they can do with the yellow card coming in, but now they need to exit this brilliantly, and that is what they do. Doesn't go into touch, ball bounces, and D.S Senanayake keeps possession of the ball. Buddhima Rusiro is the one who takes the ball into contact. Lihara gives it to the fly half. Samarsinghe, here's the big man who has been going into contact in close quarters. Here's Lakmal, he gives the ball out wide. Numbers on the opening side. The number 13 gives the ball out wide. Ball being knocked on. Advantage was all on the Antonian part, but the Antonians did knock it on the second time, and that is why they will have the first knock on advantage. Here's the dash. This was Randir giving a lovely inside ball to Johan Gunardana, who went over for the first try of the season for the Antonians.
Number 8.
The pendulum has shifted. St. Anthony's with all the momentum now as the skipper, Omitra Disanayake, will feed this ball in.
No number 8 for both the packs, because there was a flank that went to the bin from the Antonians. That is why this is
set. Steady.
Here's Gunawardana with the feed in. Collects the ball out, passes it to the center. Here's Lianage. Quick pair passes, quick hands from the Antonians, and they are still with possession. D.S Senanayake, desperate defense coming from them. They know that they have to keep the Antonians away from going into their half, chasing it down the Antonians, but the ball is back in the D.S court. Possession is now with the Senanayakeans.
Back.
And they are moving forward without going for that clearance. The ruck has been formed. A box kick could come any moment from now on. And here does it come, and gets under the ball and knocks it forward. The number 11 of Anthony's, and Diaz now on the move.
Release.
There's a scrum coming in the way of Diaz as well. If this play doesn't go as planned.
No advantage.
And yes, they will go back to the scrum advantage, and it was Hussein Inshaf who knocked the ball forward there. It was a high hanging kick. He couldn't really get under it. With just 1 minute to go, it is very important for the Antonians to keep this DS attack away anywhere close to that try line.
Yeah, and interesting fact, Singer, whenever he's got ball in the 40th, 30th mark of his own half, he's decided to put in that box kick that goes far back. And the last box kick was knocked on, but the Antonians managed to take the box kick that was previously put very well, as D.S Senanayake goes into contact. He has a lovely wrap around. He has the number 10 Samarsinghe. He gives it out wide. There's one man opening for D.S Senanayake. Goes in, and coming in from the side is the call from referee Shankar Bekon, as the number 15 for D.S Senanayake, Rasidhu Bandara, will put this in 2 touch, and they'll probably form the line out maul. That has worked for them brilliantly. That is how they scored the second try of the game. And the Antonians are at the moment playing with 14 men, and they've lost a flank as well. Hence, they will probably look to take this cleanly, D.S Senanayake, and push it over the whitewash.
Crucial liner through coming in from Praveen Lakmal. DS can go in with a lot more momentum, and
closing the gap is the call from referee Shankar Bekon. He warned them a couple of times, and not 10 meters was the call that time, and not taking it from the mark is the call from referee Shankar Bekon. Lihara gives it to his number 1 Lankesh Wickramasinghe. Now they'll try to go through the forwards. Here's the danger man, Praveen Lakmal, the hooker, takes the ball into contact. Space opening up. Here's the flank, and I think he's being held up. Brilliant work from the Antonians. Brilliant work from the Antonians, but somehow the ball has managed to come in. Held up is the call, and what brilliant defense from that player. I thought it was a back that did manage to save the Antonians that day.
Well. That was a very important piece of defense coming in from the Antonians. D.S Senanayake could have been 10 points up going into the halftime break, and now Deshan Lianage will have a goal line dropout, and that should be halftime, but seems like there'll still be time left as per the referee's wash. We had a 1 minute break in between as well, and here's
good turnover by the Antonians. Brilliantly done. Amit Senanayake takes it quickly, not 10 meters. Advantage being played in favor of the Antonians. Here's Kalpa giving it out to Shehan Lianage, and he's only managed to knock it on, and advantage was not in favor of the Antonians. Hence the referee bring back play to where the infringement occurred and give the Antonians a good opportunity to put this out on the full, and they've got the yellow carded player back as well, and so they are playing with a full complement of 15 players, and they have a line out just outside the 22 meters. This is where they should capitalize, Kevin.
absolutely. Awan Ekanayake's last two line out throws wasn't the best. Both were crooked, but Nav with the halftime break just a few minutes away, can Awan Ekanayake throw in, slot in a good line out throw for the Antonians to create something out of this. Goes deep. The line out throw is clean. The Antonians have formed the maul here, and the maul has been broken away. Here's Deshan Lianage with the ball now. St. Anthony's on the move, on the charge inside the 22-meter mark. Is there enough time for the Antonians to score a try here? Can they hold on to position? They are still with position. There will be an advantage coming their way as well. D.S Senanayake, desperate defense has shown from them. Release is the call from the referee. St. Anthony's have numbers on the outside, but opts to go on his own. The number 7, Joshua Gunawardana, still with position. The Antonians, they are moving forward. Can the Antonians get a try? Get some points here. Brilliant defense yet again from D.S Senanayake. And that will be halftime. D.S Senanayake will go into the halftime break with a 5-point lead. This is a lot closer game. And we are in for an exciting, enthralling second half. But for the moment, it is D.S Senanayake who have had the better of the Antonians. Yes, the Antonians had a good opportunity right at the brink of halftime, but they couldn't convert it. And this is the confirmation of the halftime score. D.S Senanayake 12 and St. Anthony's College 7. Well, with the scoreline being 12-7, we'll now go in for a very short commercial break. On the other hand, we'll bring you action from the second half. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
German-engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
Now Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection samaging pirimin sadhamai.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සරවිහිතේ හික්කට සිත බැන්දාමාතේ ෆයිවල් ෆැෂන් දපේ
හික්ටක බදේ වටේ
හොටල් ස්පයිසි ගස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි
Saratama enjoy කරන්න party එකට go
Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go
මම වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. චමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තු මිසර විහිදේ හික්කට සිත බැඳා වාතේ ෆයිවල් ෆැෂන් දපේ
හිටක බදේ වටේ
හොටල් ස්පයිසි කැස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Big question, right? What if you didn't have to choose just one version of yourself? What if you could explore them all? In one universe, you're building the future. In another, you're saving the planet. Or leveling up in the business world. At ESU, every class, every opportunity unlocks a new version of yourself so that you can discover the best one. Welcome to the Infinite You. Welcome to ESU.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Big question, right? What if you didn't have to choose just one version of yourself? What if you could explore them all? In one universe, you're building the future. In another, you're saving the planet. Or leveling up in the business world. At ESU, every class, every opportunity unlocks a new version of yourself so that you can discover the best one. Welcome to the Infinite You. Welcome to ESU.
That was summer refresh when the train gotta go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume. Youth ekata go ekak.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චමරි අක්කා.
පිටියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න. O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
Big question, right? What if you didn't have to choose just one version of yourself? What if you could explore them all? In one universe, you're building the future. In another, you're saving the planet. Or leveling up in the business world. At ESU, every class, every opportunity unlocks a new version of yourself so that you can discover the best one. Welcome to the Infinite You. Welcome to ESU.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චමරි අක්කා.
පිටියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
German engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්තු පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
විහිළු නෙමේ ටෝකියෝ සුපර් ඕන වැඩකට සුපර්.
I got you some homemade milk toffee. Shall I bring it now? You know, no matter what others say, you are really important to us. I have never seen anyone care about the company as much as you do.
While you're working hard to earn your yearly bonus, save money with Commercial Bank's Power Bonus. Open an account with just 5,000 rupees and earn bonus interest every 3 months straight.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක. බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස.
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
Welcome back to the live action of the curtain raiser of the Dialog Schools Rugby League 2025. St. Anthony's College hosting D.S Senanayake College here at the Nittawela Rugby Stadium. And going into the halftime break, it was D.S Senanayake who've had the better of the Antonians with 12 points behind them. Countered it back with a try right at the brink of the halftime, scoring 10 minutes before halftime. And this was the highlights from that opening half. Both teams had their opportunities to get more points on the board, but it was D.S Senanayake who capitalized first with 2 back-to-back tries in quick successions, and it took the Antonians at least 15 minutes to counter back at it with a try. And this was that first try coming in from D.S Senanayake through the form of Timat Jintula, and it was converted by Tenula De Silva as well. And this was that second try from D.S Senanayake, which made things harder for the Antonians. They were down to 14 men as well. But what a brilliant try that was. It was the number 14, Johan Gunawardena, doing the finishing job. And but Yash Randir, the deputy skipper, did most of the hard work. And right at the brink of but they've let that opportunity go in vain. So the score line remained D.S Senanayake 12 and St. Anthony 7. And we are in for a cracker of a second half, as it is just 5 points separating the two sides. And this is an all crucial game for both the sides. And the next 35 minutes will determine how the season starts off for both these sides. The two teams are back on the field. The Antonians have made their way, and D.S Senanayake opted to remain on the field. And St. Anthony's will now play from the left of your screen towards the right, and D.S will from the right of your screen towards the left. D.S with the advantage as the scoreline suggests, but the Antonians have gained some momentum in those last 10 minutes before the halftime break.
Played the best rugby so far in the tournament in the last 10 to 15 minutes of the game. They scored a try despite being a man down for a high tackle, a tackle in the air, and spent 10 minutes in the bend as well. As Taritra, he restarts things. Yes, Senanayake inside the 22 meters, puts the ball out on the full as he can do so, and it will be a line out early on in the second half for D.S Senanayake, just inside the 40th meter mark. It will be Praveen Lakmal who will be throwing in for D.S Senanayake. He's already got on the score sheet as well for D.S Senanayake.
Here's Praveen Lakmal with the line out through. And the throw is good. DS found the ball. And they are driving forward. And this is a very important move for both the sides. DS will be looking off to start the second half in empathetic fashion. On the other end, St. Anthony's will be hoping that DS doesn't go through with this move. The ball has been broken. And here's DS Senanayake now on the move. Their number 13, Tathira Pereira, the skipper, has been brought down by the Antonian defense. Slowly and steadily, DS are inching forward. They are inside the Antonian half, applying pressure on the Antonian defense.
Lihara gives it to Samarasinghe. Samarasinghe gives it out wide. And Samarasinghe decides not to give it out wide, but decides to take it into contact as he gives Praveen Lakmal an opportunity to go inside the 22 meters of the opposition red zone. Here's the number 3, Chitnula. He's scored as well. And ball available for D.S Senanayake. Good try from the Antonian to roll away from there. Just outside the 22 meters. Here's Samarasinghe. He gives it out. Lovely wraparound pass. And here's the number 15 knocking the ball on. And brilliant tackle coming in from the Antonian as well. A bit of friendly fire from both these teams. And the line out, the Antonians still haven't figured it out, because their perfect combination of the line out is Praveen Lakmal and the number 7, Yirash Bumuddaka, who's going in very well in the line out. And he's stolen plenty, and the last driving maul from D.S Senanayake did manage to gain around 15 meters as well.
Well, D.S Senanayake knocking the ball forward, giving the scrum away for the Antonians. It was exactly the same position the Antonians knocked forward right before the halftime break, where they could have gone on to score. Here's Omita Senanayake getting the ball out, and seems like he has knocked it forward. And yes, it will be a scrum now in favor of D.S Senanayake. These are the silly mistakes that the Antonians can't afford to do here, especially inside your own 22-meter mark.
It was a good scrum from D.S Senanayake. Just as the ball went in, they tried to shove it, and you can only shove 1.5 meters, and they stopped when the referee wanted them to stop as well, and that is why Omita Senanayake could not collect the ball cleanly at the back of that scrum. And here's the number 8 looking to break. A good scrum from D.S Senanayake. Here again, here's the number 12. The number 8 breaks and gives it to centre field. Here's the scrum of Lihara, rather the flank, who goes through the fringe. And here's some pick and drives from D.S Senanayake. But sealing is the call from referee Shankar Bekun. They give the penalty right back. The Antonians considered lucky, because D.S Senanayake was in a dangerous position. And there you go. That was the infringement, sealing of feet, and good clearance from Deshan Lianage as well. And he's brought back play just inside their own opposition, but from where they were, they'll be really happy with this.
And Abaneka Naikanav will have another opportunity with the line out through. And St. Anthony's have to make sure that they somehow get into the half of D.S Senanayake, because they have been spending the last 4 minutes right from the start of this game inside their own half defending. And they have to find a way to attack well here. Here's the Antonians. Deshan Lane again, now to Lakmina. And good defense from DS. Here's the skipper, Omita Senanayake, puts the ball to boot. And he didn't have the legs to chase it down and collect it. DS now has the ball now.
Roll away, no hands.
No hands is the call from referee. DS still have possession. Ball being turned over by Kingston. Brilliant work. Here's the fly half receiving ball. Here's Randri. He puts the ball to boot, but a little too closer than his liking would have been. And no hands is the call. The Antonians still have possession. Good counter coming in, but the ball has been knocked down by Deshan Lianage. This is what they can't do. The Antonians, whenever they've had a good possession of ball, they've only managed to give it away by making silly mistakes. And there again, that's another knock-on, and DS will be happy to have the scrum.
Well, yes, the Antonians are showing urgency, but with 25 more minutes to go in the game, they have to show a lot more composure here, Kavint, and that really hasn't been shown by the Antonians so far in this game. And here's the DS number 9, Vikramasinghe, with the scrum, and DS now will be looking to get back into that Antonian half. And here's Vikramasinghe. This time DS puts the ball into the boot. A high hanging kick collected by the Antonian number 11 in Shaf. St. Anthony is back with possession inside the half of D.S Senanayake. Here's
Kingston looking for his left. Here's Randir. He takes the ball into contact, cuts back in. The Senanayake has the ball available. Deshan Lianage rather. Here's the number 4 going for into contact, Sharon Jaitunga. Here's the Senanayake to his hooker. And here's Kalpa Lakmina trying to go past a couple of players. Hands off one. Here's Lianage yet again acting as the scrum half. Good tackle coming in from D.S Senanayake. Beautiful work. Here's Kingston. Gives it to Deshan Lianage. And here's Joshua giving it to his number 15, Kalpa Lakmina yet again. Numbers opening up. Deshan Lianage. Here's Johan Gunawardana at that far side. The Antonians are playing with more structure at the moment. And D.S Senanayake are making those important tackles as Omit Senanayake decides to go by himself. He is being held up very well, and releases the call. Penalty advantage might be coming in favor of the Antonians. Here's Randir. He decides to bounce by himself. Here's Randir. Dives in the corner, but the AR has lifted his flag up, and it will be a line out in favor of D.S Senanayake inside the red zone.
There was a stunning run from the deputy skipper Randir there, and he was just dragged out of touch by that number 15 of D.S Senanayake, Rasindu Bandar. Important tackle coming in, dragging out at the right moment, and now DS have a defensive line out through coming their way, just 5 meters away from their try line. A very important line out through this is, and Praveen Lakmal can't afford to make any mistakes here as a TS player is down on the ground, and St. Anthony's will take time to take a breather here. And this is a good last few minutes for the Antonians. They spent the opening 4 minutes of the game inside their own half right after the second half kicked off, and now the next 4 minutes they have spent it inside DS Senanayake's half. They are creating pressure, but yes, they are down by 7 points here. 5 points here. DS Senanayake have that 5-point cushion as Lakmal sets himself up for this crucial line out through.
I think it'll yet again be the number 7, Yurash, who will be going up. He has been the player who has been winning all the lineouts for DS Senanayake, Praveen Lakmal, and there you go, 3-man line out. Yarash this time gives it to his forwards. They'll look for a better angle for his kicker. Lihara, the scrum half, comes in, gives it to Samarasinghe, who will put the ball to boot, and they decide to run. Here's space opening up wide. Good run from the DS winger. He's been bundled, but just inside his own half. Here's the ball being given out wide. Here's Praveen Lakmal yet again. Barging in to contact. There you go. Here's the lock forward. That's the number 5 for DS Senanayake. He takes the ball into contact. Here's Lihara. Gives it to his forwards yet again. looking for a better angle for his kick. And here's Samarasinghe. He decides to run by himself. Ball available. And here's another opportunity to run through that 14-13 channel on the outside. Advantage for an offside coming for D.S Senanayake. Now they'll look to spark something out of this. Good couple of tackles, but no numbers on the outside for D.S Senanayake. But by the looks of it, there's a player down on that far top right corner of your screen. And the referee has stopped play for that injury.
Well, seems like it is a serious injury. The player has been down and he has not got up. And the medical staff are looking into it. And the referees look concerned as well. Very unfortunate. This is the player safety is our number one priority. Not quite sure what caused that injury, but seems like it has something to do with a head collision there.
And a player has been substituted. I think it's the injury player that is down. Placements have come, and the number 5 leaves the field for D.S Senanayake. Demika Mindinu is gone to the bench, and here's a replay of that injury. Falling on the wrong side by the looks of it. D.S Senanayake has a slender lead of just 5 points. One converted try can make a huge difference for the Antonians. Antonians should be hopeful from here, because anytime they can take the lead at any point of time, and the blue card has been issued to the number 14 by the looks of it.
Well, it was Budita Rosiru who has to be unfortunately taken out of the game.
A blue card means he'll miss 3 weeks of play as well. Kevin.
Absolutely very unfortunate for these youngsters to go through something like that, especially in the start of the season. But nevertheless, as I said before, safety is our number one priority, and we are all set to kick things start again. As the number 15, Rasindu Bandara, has the ball in his hands. And his touch finder is a good one. Takes play inside the 22-meter mark. They're just 12 meters away approximately from the whitewash. And D.S Senanayake will be looking to put more pressure on this Antonian defense, get 5 more points on the board.
I think it'll be a line out drive yet again. Praveen Lakmal, his preferred jumper is the number 7. That's Yerash. He's the one who's gone up for all the throws. The Antonians need to be mindful of that. There you go, there again. The number 7 goes, and this time the maul has been well defended by the Antonians, but slowly gaining momentum is the DS forwards, and advantage being played in favor of D.S Senanayake. Advantage still being played. I think it's for an intentional collapse. Signaled by referee Ishanka Bekun as D.S Senanayake looking for pick and drives. They call it different codes at different times. Pick and goes through the fringes, and after one more, I think Lihara had the hand to send it out wide, but by the looks of it, they'll go for another pick and drop, and this time they'll go for a simple pot. The first pot being well managed by the Antonians. Here's a ball given out in the blind side. Cutting back in is the number 8.
No hands.
That's Pereira. And D.S Senanayake now having a ball available at their feet.
Last foot, go back.
Last foot is the call from referee Sanka Bukon asking the Antonians to go back, but good defense coming from the Antonians on that face.
Offside, penalty advantage.
There again a penalty advantage in favor of D.S Senanayake. They are meters away from the try line. Here's the number 8 trying to go by himself yet again. Here's a space opening up wide, and here's Liara Vikramasinghe. Inches close, and that will probably be the try. And that it is the try. That's the third try for D.S Senanayake, the third Damana Bank try of the game for D.S Senanayake. And by the looks of it, it looks to be the captain, Lankesh Vikramasinghe, that goes over. Brilliant work. Used the option of going through pick and drops, and they gained plenty of meters, and they had 2 penalty advantages coming in their favor as well for 2 offsides. And D.S Senanayake extends the lead with the conversion to come. It's 17 points to 7. They have a cushion of 10 points now, Kevin.
And this should be a regulation conversion for the number 13, Tatira Pereira. And Tatira Pereira's kick goes through this time. So D.S Senanayake have added 2 more points onto the board. This has been a brilliant performance from them. Yes, they have allowed the Antonians to get back into the game quite a few times, but they've always been able to manage that. And that should be a very dangerous tackle. It was a dangerous tackle, and a yellow card should be coming out of the pockets of the referee Ishanka Bacon, and the player. It seems as if Dodi Zomita Disanayake seems to be in some real trouble here.
It'll be a yellow card because the Antonian in a similar fashion, and he was right on the air and can't really tackle the player on the air, and correct decision by referee Shanka Bekon, and he had a word to the captain as well. And here's Deshan Lienage. He'll put the ball into touch, and that's a good territory find, 5 meters out, and they have a attacking line out, and the Antonians should really look to compose and play structured rugby at the moment, and if they can form the line out drive, they surely have a big advantage to cut back the deficit, just as D.S Senanayake has scored again, and the yellow card has been awarded to them as well. And that was exactly the incident what happened for the Antonians as well. There again, Kingston forms the rolling maul. Ball available for the Antonians. Maul being called by referee Shankar Bekon. I thought it didn't go out. It wasn't collapsed intentionally by the looks of it. And D.S Senanayake have a scrum in their favor.
Could have done a lot better there, the Antonians, and they have now given away a scrum for the Senanayakians, and this is yet again a very important scrum for the Dons, because it's just a few meters away from the try. They can't afford to make try line, rather they can't afford to make any mistakes here. On the other hand, the Antonians will be really disappointed, and this was the try scored from the other end, from Lankesh Vikramasinghe. A very important try. And here's Lihara Vikramasinghe with the scrum, and he has now won the move. Very interesting that they didn't look to go for the clearance straight away.
Making a better angle for the kicker, and should have been charged down. That should have been charged down. Well collected by Inshaf, as Inshaf runs lateral. Should have given the ball out there, but he wasn't held, and he could have come into play. And here's Lakmal, gives it to Randir. Randir gives it to the number 14. He's being met with heavy traffic at the corner. Tackle release is the call. Here's Lianage to his lock forward. He takes the ball into contact. He shouldn't be isolated. Here's D.S Senanayake, gives it to Lianage. Lovely wraparound pass, lovely cutout pass coming in, but that was a forward pass by the looks of it. And the referee had already called for the forward pass, and they shouldn't be playing. They haven't really heard the whistle for the forward pass. It was a lovely cutout pass to the wing three-quarter. If it hadn't been a forward pass, it would have definitely been a brilliant try to Inshaf.
Well, very unfortunate for the Antonians and Inshaf in that occasion. And it shouldn't really had been a forward pass, because it was not a very difficult angle for the passer there.
Hurry up, forwards.
Interesting call coming in from the referee Shankar Bekon. In our second viewing, it really didn't look like a forward pass to us.
Would have been called a 50-50 flat pass on another day as well. But all in all, D.S Senanayake have a scrum in their favour. And this is the number 8 breaking it again. Good step from him. Here's the centre going into contact. Good work from D.S Senanayake. Here's another penalty advantage for an offside. This is what D.S Senanayake have been doing really well. Whenever they've got possession, they've looked to use those close quarter pods and gain meters and send the ball out wide, where the Antonians have been guilty of finding themselves offside.
Captain.
Here's D.S Senanayake with the touch finder. They've taken play just outside of that 22-meter mark. And clear instructions being given to the Antonian skipper about their line being offside, being caught guilty. And this is a good opportunity here for the D.S Senanayakians to add more points on the board. They feel a bit lucky that they got a scrum when St. Anthony's almost thought that they went over to score. It was called as a forward pass. It was a very 50-50 call, and St. Anthony's have turned proceedings here. Good from the jumper there, and now they are playing with Randeep Pereira. Here's Deshan Lianage, goes on his own, passes to Inshaf. St. Anthony's still going. They are not going for that clearance kick. They are going to attack here.
Ball being turned over by D.S Senanayake. Brilliant work at ruck time. Is the number 3 giving it out to the forwards. Forwards have been doing all the hard work for D.S Senanayake. That is how they've been going forward all this time. And what a game this young man has had. Praveen Lakmal, the hooker for D.S Senanayake. He's done brilliantly. The lineouts have been brilliant. Although they've only used one jumper in this game, the lineouts have been brilliant, as there's another wraparound. Lovely cutout pass to the wing, inside ball to Tharitra Pereira. He goes inside the 22 meters, puts the ball out wide to Tharitra Pereira yet again. The number 8 and number 13 having the same name. Bit of a confusion for the commentators, but
Hands on the ground.
D.S Senanayake have possession. Nihara. He's at the deck trying to secure the ball. Is D.S Senanayake there again. Through the fringes goes D.S Senanayake, the forwards. Another pick and drop through the fringe, but they're gaining meters. That is the important thing. And he has numbers on the outside. Knocks the ball on, I thought he knocked the ball on, and was obstruction involved as well, but nothing being called. But the number 3 goes in to contact. Lihara gives it to Praveen Lakmal, who's had a brilliant game. And inside the 22 meters, D.S Senanayake have really being in position. The new number 17, Mithila Piris, has found his way into the DS forward pack. This is another pick and go.
Back, last foot, go back.
Last foot being cleared by, as soon as the Antonians go last foot, D.S Senanayake manages to gain meters through that fringe that is leaving Antonian space behind, and here's an opportunity. Here's an opportunity for a turnover. He released it. He wasn't the juggler. He had the ball right to the ball. And here's D.S Senanayake doing what they have been doing all game long. Using their forwards. They are again gaining a couple of meters. Using the blind side to good effect. This is the third time they've gone to the blind side. And this time, numbers opening up, and a good work from the Antonians. Tried to kick, but the Antonians had all the right to the ball, and brilliantly done by the number 5. Takes it quickly, but that wasn't the mark, is the call from referee Shankar Bekun.
Well. The Antonians had their nerves going high up there. And it was Johan Kingston who turned it over for the Antonians, and they'll be a lot relieved now. With 12 minutes to go in the game, they are down by 12 points. They have to score twice, they have to convert twice if they are to win this game. And that was the replay of that turnover from Johan Kingston. Brilliant work from him, from the young lad, as Deshan Lienage will be looking to get some good meters from this kick. And his kick is a very good one. Takes play into the D.S Senanayake half. St. Anthony's have to score here, and they have to score as soon as they can.
Out. Number 6, number 7. Out.
Well, just to correct on my call before, the touch finder didn't really make it to the other half, and so it will be St. Anthony's just a few meters away from the 50-meter mark. Here's Avan Ekanayake with another line-out throw. Hasn't been as he has as his best at his best today, and the line-out throw again wasn't the best of ones from Avan Ekanayake, but St. Anthony is still holding on to position. They're desperate to form a good attack here. Here's the skipper Omita Disanayake to Deshan Lienage. Good collection from him. Here's Lakmina. Lakmina goes out wide, and St. Anthony's still holding on to position. And here's the big forward trying to barge through the DS defense. St. Anthony's brilliant that is. The kick comes in. Can he chase it down?
Advantage already being played in favor of the Antonians, and that should be a try. But the referee bringing back play. There was a touchdown on Omita Disanayake after he had made the kick. That probably would have been a yellow card coming as well. That is what exactly what Shankar Bekun is saying. It was late, and 2 yellow cards for D.S Senanayake. Now what will the Antonians do? Will they go for a scrum? Will they go for the 3? Or will they take the quick tap? I think the sensible option is to go for touch or a scrum, because 19 points, 12 points to gain.
Here's Disanayake goes for a quick touch, and St. Anthony's now are heading towards the try line, and they will score a bank try there. It was their number 12, Vimukti Kodikara. What a try, quality with a capital Q.
That's the second bank try of the game for the Antonians. Brilliant work, quick tap taken, and Vimukti Kodikara knew exactly what line to run, and he barges over for the second try of the game for the Antonians, as Kalpalakmina will be looking to add the extras. Much needed points this is. He needs to put this through, and if he does put this through, it will be an interesting last 15 minutes of the game for the Antonians. D.S Senanayake, although, needs to hang on. The Antonians coming back in. There again goes begging left to the left, right to the right of that right upright, and Disanayake, rather Kalpa Lakmina, misses the extras, and that's 4 points on the kicking tee. What huge difference that would have been if they had put in those 2 conversions through.
Well. It's a 7-point game now. D.S Senanayake leading by 7 points, and Anthony's now have the momentum again, but just 8 minutes to go as per our clock. St. Anthony's has to act as soon as they can here. And collected well there from Ekanayake. St. Anthony's showing urgency. Here's Disanayake. Goes to Lianage. Now goes in Pereira. Puts the kick in. And
was a sensible kick from the center, but he could have put the ball much inside rather than go for touch. The ball of the bounds not coming in favor of the Antonians. Somehow another line out in favor of D.S Senanayake right below us. And it'll be Praveen Lakmal, who's by the looks of it will be playing the full court of 70 minutes. Here's the replay of that try. This time collected by D.S Senanayake, forms the ball. Still on their feet is D.S Senanayake.
Back.
Still on their feet. Advantage in favor of D.S Senanayake. Lihara giving it out to Methila Piris. He takes the ball into contact through the sides. Here's another pod. Good tackle coming in from the Antonian defense. There's no one in the blind side if D.S Senanayake do manage to spot that. Good work at drug time. There's no advantage is the call from referee Shankar Bekun, and it'll be a penalty in favor of D.S Senanayake for a tackle. Intentional collapse is the call. That is the only reason referee could have awarded it for, because the rolling ball was going really well. There was no Antonian defense as well, so they went forward, and now they have a line out inside the 22 meters. If D.S Senanayake does manage to score now, that will be the game done and dusted, Kevin.
Absolutely so. It is very important for both the sides for 2 different reasons. DS should be looking to close the game here. On the other end, St. Anthony's should be trying to turn over proceedings. Important line out through coming in from Praveen Lakmal, and he has been brilliant throughout the day, especially with his line out throws. Here's Lakmal. The line out through has to be taken again. Clear marks shown by the referee Shankar Bekun. Here's Lakmal with a crucial line out throw. Has been brilliant throughout the day. And his line out throw is clean as well. And they've formed the maul here. DS driving through for potentially the game-winning try. Can they go on? Can the Antonian defense hold on? A lot at stake here. Just few meters away from the try here are the DS attack. And seems like they have gone over. This should be a try, and it is a try. The Amana Bank try, which probably will win the game for D.S Senanayake. And it is Praveen Lakmal who seems to be the try scorer. And Kavint, I should say, he should be a Swiss Tech man of the match as well.
Yeah, definitely, Kevin. What a driving maul that was. And it did turn out to be a rolling maul as it went as well. First it was a driving maul, and then it was rolled off. And brilliant work from Praveen Lakmal at the back of that maul. He orchestrated, knew where to go exactly, and the forwards doing really well. And heartbreak for the Antonians, who has come in ever so close. And they've, I think, by the looks of it, conceded one more try more. Yes, Taritra. And this time the conversion is good as well. Brilliant work from Taritra and the number 13 for D.S Senanayake. Brilliant work. What brilliant work. That's the fourth try coming in for D.S Senanayake. And by the looks of it, that will be the bonus point try for D.S Senanayake as well. And the Antonians do need to be mindful, because the losing bonus point is up for grabs as well. And hence, they really should be looking to score right here. The Antonians have ball knocked on, and advantage was with the Antonians inside the 22 meters. They should look to score that try and probably get the look.
Praveen Lakmal, just to remind all our viewers, he is our Swiss-Tech man of the match, the player who has made all the difference. And St. Anthony's, as you said, will be looking to get that losing bonus points here, as Omita Disanayake, the skipper, will feed the ball in.
Bye. Sit. Steady.
Here's Disanayake with the feed in. He collects the ball out. Lianage this time. Vimuktinav. And here's the number 15. Kalpa Lakmina goes under the post. Is there a twist in the tail? Is there enough time for Antonians to score another try here? As the conversion is through as well. Well. This is getting interesting here. It is back to a 7-point game now. That is the third Amana Bank drive for the Antonians. 19 points to 26, 7 points a difference. Can the Antonians find a way to score another try here to equalize proceedings?
Final couple of minutes happening here at the Nittawela Stadium. What a game it has been. D.S Senanayake did not trail at any point of the game. Here's the replay. Lovely inside ball, lovely running angle by Kalpa Lakmina. This is what the Antonians have shot. Even in the Trinity game, they lost in the pre-quarter final. They played well in patches, and the Antonians crowd really will want another try coming in from them, as the yellow card is still out for the Senanayake, as Taritra Pereira puts the ball high up and under, collected and into touch. It was touched inside the field of play, and hence it will be a line out in favor of the Antonians. They need to take this out cleanly. Probably use Johan Kingston, who has been their go-to line-out jumper, and in defensive line-out jumping, Yerash for D.S Senanayake has been brilliant. He is the only one who has gone up to contest in the line-outs. And Omita Disanayake will be feeding this in to another scrum. Probably the last game of last roll of the dice of the game. Here's Deshan, lovely wraparound pass. Here's good work from Kalpa Lakmina to Yash. Here's Yash, lovely backhand pass to Inshaf. Inshaf still on his feet. Ball being available for the Antonians. Acting as the scrum half is the fly half, gives the ball out wide. Here's Omita Disanayake, draws and passes. Here's Evan Ekanayake to Kalpa Lakmina. Lakmina goes in to the 22 meters and drops the ball cold. That probably will be the game done and dusted. The Antonians, what a passage of play from them. Brilliantly done.
Last play.
And referee Ishankar Bekun calls for last play, and that will be the game done and dusted. The Antonians had possession Kalpalakmina there should have kept the ball in hand, secured position, played a face, and then should have given the ball out wide. Those little mistakes have cost Antonians the game. Even in the first half, there were plenty of silly mistakes from the Antonians. If they hadn't made those, they surely would have gone on to win this game.
And this seems like D.S Senanayake have ended the game in fashion. And D.S Senanayake wins the opening fixture of the Dialog Schools Rugby League. And at the same time, they win the inaugural edition of the Alice Cup. What a game we've had. Could have been a different story had Kalpalakmina held on to the ball. But that young man has given his heart into this game. He brought St. Anthony's back into that game with the try that he scored. So yes, he can hold his head up high. And D.S Senanayake for the moment will be the jubilant side. They have grabbed hold of the Alice Cup. And our Swiss Tech man of the match is none other than Praveen Lakmal, the hooker of D.S Senanayake.
Heartbreak for the Antonian fans and jubilation for D.S Senanayake fans. 26 points to 19, but overall this game has been a pretty even balanced game when it comes to a season opener, because the other games haven't been this close. Trinity have scored 48 points against Sri Sumangala's 15, and Royal have smashed Thurston 74 points to 15, and Dharmaraja has been smashed by Zahira, that is also by a huge margin. This has been the closest game so far in the first day of the tournament.
26 points to 19 in favor of D.S Senanayake at the end of full time. And St. Anthony's could have really turned around proceedings and equalized in the dying stages of the game. But that wasn't supposed to happen today, as D.S held tight. And what a game we've had. Yes, it has not been the most cleanest of games. Both teams have made plenty of mistakes. But end of the day, it has been pure entertainment for the audience who have turned up here in numbers at Nittawela. And just to talk about the performance, this has been a much better performance from the Antonians compared to their first game of the season against Trinity. Went down 65 points to 5, and these are the highlights from that second half. A closely contested one. Both teams are scoring 2 tries each, but that one extra try which D.S Senanayake scored in the first half really made the difference. And what an exciting and enthralling game it was. This was one of those brilliant line-out throws from our Swiss Tech man of the match, Praveen Lakmal. On another day, this could have been an Antonian win. And here are the key stats from the game. College 19 to D.S Senanayake College 26. And St. Anthony scoring 3 tries compared to D.S Senanayake's 4 tries, and conversions. St. Anthony's got 2 and D.S Senanayake have got 3. No penalties for both teams and no drop goals for both teams. And a Swiss Tech player of the match, perfect player of the match, is Praveen Lakmal. And these are the upcoming fixtures. We have 5 matches lined up for you. All the matches will be brought to you live by the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel. We have St. Peter's taking on Anand at the St. Peter's College grounds, and we have Wesley College taking on Science College at the Havelock Park, and we have St. Thomas's taking on Kingswood at the St. Thomas's College grounds, and Vidyartha College will be taking on St. Joseph's College right here at the Nittawela Rugby Stadium, and we also have Isipatana taking on Thurston at the Havelock Park. Some exciting games, but the pick of the lot will be Vidyartha College taking on St. Joseph's here at Nittawela Rugby grounds, along with St. Thomas's taking on Kingswood at the St. Thomas's College grounds. With that, we come to an end for today's live broadcast from Nittawela, where D.S Senanayake College beats St. Anthony's College 26 points to 19 in their opening fixture of the Dialog Schools Rugby League, and they also capture the inaugural edition of the ILS Cup. Until next time, this is Kevin Dhananjay and Kavin Rajapaksa signing off from the Nittawela grounds for the Papare TV. We'll see you tomorrow with more action from the rugby field. Thank you and have a good night all.
Stand by for opener.
Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare.
3, 2, 1, roll.
ඉතින් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ යාන්ත්‍රික ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව ThePapare සමග.
Welcome back to ThePapare.
Welcome to the live broadcast from ThePapare.
Good luck, guys. Good luck, everyone.
The Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 television sports channel.
රාමෙන් පාරක් දාමුද?
මෙතන
මෙතන විතරක් නෙමෙයි. ඕනෙම තැනක රාමෙන්.
හඳුන්වාදන මෙල්බන් ස්නැකර්ස් කොරියන් රාමෙන් සේවරි විස්කර්. රාමෙන් සැරට සෙට් වෙන්න.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහමයි.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සර විහිදේ හිටක සිත බැන්දා ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් දපේ
හිටක බදේ වටේ
හොටල් ස්පයිසි ගෑස් මාතේ රසේ පීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මනම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නෑ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
The road is yours.
German-engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහමයි.
There is a rhythm to island life, where a walk is a dance, where there is work-life flexibility, where fun is serious, and where songs rise out of the sea. The unique and amazing facets of island living inspire us.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
The road is yours.
German-engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
Are you okay?
Whose fault is this? Looks like someone didn't use Tokyo Super Seal for waterproofing. Tokyo Super Seal. Do it right the first time.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහමයි.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චමරි අක්කා.
බිත්තියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නෑ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
එක පැත්තකින් වහගෙන ඉඳි තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. චමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා. නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදහමයි.
Seat car radials. The road is yours.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
හරි. ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස.
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
Saratama enjoy කරන්න party එකට go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
Cement.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. තමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා. නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Follow your dreams, achieve your goals. With every step, let your story unfold. In this world you will shine. Just believe it's your time. Sky is the ultimate limit. Never can you stop any day.
Chase your dream career with eSoft Metro Campus.
ජීවිතයම මිහිරයි මැලිබන් ලෙමන් පෆ් ලෙමන් පෆ් මැලිබන් ලෙමන් පෆ් මැලිබන් ලෙමන් පෆ් chill වෙන්න ලෙමන් නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සර විහිදේ හික්කක සිත බැන්දා ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ හික්කක බැදේ කොටේ හොටල් ස්පයිසි ගස් මාතේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
German engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
That was summer refresh when the train got to go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume. Youth got to go.
Our mountains are majestic. They can be life-giving. Some are even sacred, and their heights bear marks of our heritage. Our mountains elevate us. To us, they are ever inspiring.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined. Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Boss, you're the one who lifted this company to where it is today, ne? Your work is so well organized and your capability really shines through it.
While you're working hard to earn your yearly bonus, save money with Commercial Bank's Power Bonus. Open an account with just 5,000 rupees and earn bonus interest every 3 months straight.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක. බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස.
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
Our mountains are majestic. They can be life-giving. Some are even sacred, and their heights bear marks of our heritage. Our mountains elevate us. To us, they are ever inspiring.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න. O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස.
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා. ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මනම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නෑ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproofer. සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස.
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
The road is yours.
German-engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
විහිළු නෙමේ ටෝකියෝ සුපර් ඕන වැඩකට සුපර්.